I think I've sufficiently answered that question. I think I'm done with that. Nathan says, what does Nathan say? Let's go to Nathan. Nathan says, I often hear that people think the youth should fundraise then. Absolutely not, Nathan. If we're going to fundraise for anything, let's fundraise for the two things that matter, camp and missions. We're not fundraising for food. We're the church of the Lord Jesus. We're not going to go out there and fundraise. I'm sorry. It's one thing. You can have, listen, you're going to do a yard sale? Well, what is this for? Oh, we're trying to raise money for food in our budget. Is that a great testimony? I don't think it is. I don't think it's a great testimony to your church to say, hey, we're out here fundraising so our kids can have snacks. I am blessed to be in the church that I'm in right now because all I said was, I just mentioned this. I said, look, we have a food pantry closet thing for students. And every week they come in, we got ramen, we got Pop-Tarts, we have Little Debbie's. By the way, leave your favorites in the comments or comment right now and say, of those three, ramen, Little Debbie's, and Pop-Tarts. If you're on a desert island, which one of those do you want? You're only allowed one. Okay? Let me know. But here's the deal, though. When we fundraise, it should be for the biggest thing we're doing. It should be for the biggest goal that we have. It should be for the dream that we have. It should be for missions. I want to go on a missions trip, or I'm going to camp. Back to what my example was. All I said was to somebody, I said, hey, look, what do I have a little closet with those snacks in there. Oh, hey, could I contribute something? Why, yes, you can. And the next day they brought a whole thing of chips, and they brought, what is that called? It's a juice thing. Silver packets, straw. Anyway, those were there the next day. So there are people in your church who want to assist you, who would be happy to contribute. But I think you got to have a budget and never be ashamed to ask for a budget that you are budgeting well. If you budget well, I don't think you should have a problem. Now, I will say this. Church plants who don't have a budget yet, I think a budget for the first year. I'm willing to go this far. If you're a church plant or you're remodeling or restarting your church or whatever, if you said as a church, not as a youth ministry, as a whole church, you're willing to get out there and say, we're going to, because the youth are important in my church, we as a church are going to fundraise and do the budget. We're going to start with number one, an offering in church that says, hey, give what you can. We're going to establish the budget. Then you say, if you would like to, we're going to do a little fundraising. We're going to do a huge yard sale. We're going to do whatever. And then you have to put out there and say, well, what else do we have? What are we trying to fund here? We're not just trying to fund snacks in the church, in the youth group. We're trying to fund mission trips. We're trying to fund camp scholarships. We're trying to fund these things. And so if you're going to do that, dream's got to be big. It can't be I'm fundraising to have snacks.